Welcome in or welcome back to Rainforest Oracle. As always, it is so lovely to have you here or have you returning. My name is Amanda, and this is a general pick-a-card reading for the collective today. Please take whatever messages resonate and leave the rest for someone else. And these readings are also timeless, so whenever you come across them, there will be something here to help empower you and align you to your highest good. If anyone here is also interested in private readings, signing up to my newsletter, or checking out my oracle deck that I've designed and self-published, all of the information for that and all of the links to find all of that is in the description box below. In today's reading, we are going to take a look at your current relationship, as well as energies of the two people within the relationship, challenges and obstacles, as well as some outcome and advice for you. Since we're in the month of February, it is typically a month of connections, of relationships, and it is a number 2 month, which speaks to those connections and relationships as well. So I have chosen for the piles today the Lover's card from 3 different tarot decks, which I will be using for person number 1 in each of the readings here, and I will introduce them to you now. So for pile number 1, we have the tarot at the end of the rainbow with the peacock oar. For pile number 2, we have the Lover's card from the Steampunk Tarot and the Citrine stone. And for pile number 3, we have the Unfolding Tarot and the red selenite stone. So before picking your pile today, since these ones are usually a little bit longer than my new Monday mini tarot readings, feel free to grab a pen and paper to take some notes on the messages you received today, and as well as a beverage of your favorite choice. And get cozy, and when you are ready, head down into the description box below to find the timestamp for your reading, and we will see you over there. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Lover's card from the end of the Rainbow Tarot, and what we're going to do today is a little bit different for me. Also, you chose the peacock oar as your stone. And this is a relationship reading for pile number 1. And we are going to pull 2 cards from this deck that you chose, and 2 cards from another deck for your person. And keep in mind the energy from either of the piles or the decks can be interchangeable. So if you don't see yourself in this person 1 area, then hopefully your energy will come out in the person 2 energy, or the 2 cards that come out for that. And then we're going to pull a card or 2 for your obstacle and outcome, as well as get a little bit of advice. So this is for those in current relationships. We are going to get 2 cards now for pile 1 for person 1. 2 cards, please, Spirit. What is their energy in the relationship, please? 2 cards, dear Spirit. For pile 1, what is their energy within the relationship, please? 2 cards, please, Spirit. You might be shy. You might be quiet. You might be reserved. So we have 1 card. And you might be a slow mover, and that doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. 2 cards. Let's get 1 more, Spirit. 1 more. Thank you. So for for person 1, we have the High Priestess, and we have the 4 of Swords. So, kind of feeling that energy of slow, quiet, very intuitive, possibly a very sensitive soul here, needs a lot of downtime or rest, possibly someone who feels quite overwhelmed when they are overstimulated in crowds, noises, lights, sounds. So now we're going to get a couple of cards for your person that you are in a current relationship with. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you've been in for a long term. This could be someone that you're dating, but it is somebody that you're in a current relationship with. So one card is already out of the gate here. Came out pretty fast, so this could be a a more fast-moving energy, where I almost get an adventure spirit, a free spirit, someone who is not afraid to take risks, and somebody who is very passionate here. So we have the Fool in reverse. So maybe somebody who takes too many risks, or takes risks that you might not take. And then we have the Ace of Wands. So very fiery energy, a very, possibly an extrovert here, maybe even loves cats or animals. And this little decoration piece is getting in the way here. Okay, so we're going to get now the connecting energy. What is the connecting energy between this relationship, please, Spirit? Connecting energy, or simply what is the energy within this relationship? Thank you. So breakthrough, which is number 11. So 11 is the Justice card in the traditional tarot, and it is a major arcana. So the connecting energy between you, so let's just do a quick recap here. I feel that the person one, whoever this is, whether it is you or the other person, they are a very reserved energy, very intuitive spirit, sensitive soul, and you move through life and you make connections based on intuition, not necessarily logic or reason. And not to say that those aren't considered, but I feel like your intuition is very strong, so you use that to guide you. And again, I feel like you're a very reserved person, so you hold yourself, I wouldn't say hold yourself back, but you really reserve yourself for the right people. So you want to make sure that the people that you're connecting with, the people that you're sharing yourself with, are people that are worthy of your time, energy, and efforts. Foundations and kind of your mental health is quite important to you, so you are very sensitive to the external world and how it affects you. So I feel like you're a very connected person, connected to your higher self, connected and within your feelings, with spirit, with other people. I almost get the sense that you sense other people's energy, and that can almost drain you. So you're almost you're very careful about who you spend your time around and who you spend your time with. And this other person, whether it is you or the other person, I feel is quite the risk taker, a bit adventurous, is really has a playful heart and not afraid to try new things, to do new things. There is a free spirit or an adventurous soul here, and is really passionate. So whatever they do, they put their whole heart into, and they move and are motivated from a place of things that light them up, things that excite them, and they move through that. So they might be somebody who has a number of hobbies or a number of interests, and they just like to try new things. They like to do new things, maybe even as far as doing extreme sports. So it's very different energies. And with this Justice card coming through, and it being kind of a breakthrough, I feel like there's a really beautiful balance within this. Even though it may seem that you are opposites, it is very true in the sense that opposites do attract. And I feel like you really feed each other's souls in a way that you couldn't otherwise. You almost enhance each other in a way and allow yourselves to discover new things about the world, new things about each other, and new things about what a relationship can become or be. So I really feel like there's a lot of enlightenment in this on both sides, and that you really bring some new things to the table for each of you. So that is really beautiful energy here. So now let's get some cards for the situation or challenges that you might be currently experiencing or have experienced in the past. Okay, so we'll get 2 cards each. One more card, please, for the challenge. Thank you. So there is the 8 of Pentacles and 5 of Pentacles in the reverse position for the challenge for person 1 within the relationship. And where's my other deck? Here we go. And let's get some challenge information or obstacle information for the person 2. Thank you. Okay, one more card, please, Spirit, for person 2. Okay, so you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is in kind of not reversed and not upright. And you have the Lover's card in reverse for person 2. So I feel like the challenge, and this could be one kind of singular challenge, or it could be challenge on your side and challenge on their side, vice versa. So I will just read them as pairs and see what happens if we can try to weave them in. So for the challenge, whether this is person 1, I'm going to say it's for person 1 because it's underneath person 1. I feel like you have some fears here. You have some fears of maybe abandonment, fears of maybe getting into a rut or boredom, and fears that you might get into a space where things become stale, things become too routine. And so maybe that's why you have attracted this person into your life, because you have that underlying fear of getting into a rut, of getting into a routine, of feeling bored, not really growing as a person. And because I feel like you are also a person, especially being in this High Priestess energy, where you really value personal growth. You really value discovery and learning new things about yourself and the other person. So I think there's a big fear here for you. There might be some abandonment fears, as well as a fear of getting into something that is going to eventually become stale, stuck, or kind of lacking. And so I feel like you might have attracted this person into your life because they bring that fire. They bring that sense of adventure. And I almost get the sense that there is something new that happens every week or every day even. The routine is a little bit different. And so I feel because you have these fears that you've attracted somebody that allows you to break through or break the cycle of getting into this routine of doing this every day and doing that every day and coming into a bit of a staleness within the relationship. And this person kind of came in and shook things up and really excited things. So I think that the challenge is that you have to have some kind of open-heartedness, open-mindedness. There's almost a sense of risk that you need to embody, a sense of continuing that self-improvement and allowing yourself to, I don't want to say avoid scarcity or avoid boredom, but what are those things within a relationship that you feel gets you into these ruts, or you feel happens? You know, is there something that you can implement or something you can discuss with this other person that you can ensure that that doesn't happen, or you try your best to ensure that that doesn't happen? So what do you need to have within a relationship that makes you kind of stay interested or allow you to continue to grow within the relationship. And that doesn't mean to say that you need to rely on this person to grow and to keep things exciting. I think the challenge here is to maybe do that for yourself, is to continue to explore personal growth and self-development, regardless of whoever might be in your life at the time. And to possibly work on some of that scarcity mindset that might be cropping up at this time, and those feelings of abandonment, because we don't want to work within a relationship with that fear kind of motivating us or pushing us to do things that we may not necessarily or normally do if this was a friend or this was somebody that we didn't have a romantic attachment to. So I think there might be some personal work that needs to be worked through here in order for you to find a little more security and a little more grounding energy within the relationship here. Because this person I feel is a very fiery energy, I almost want to say quick moving energy, and they don't let the grass grow under their feet. And that might kind of offer you a little bit of insecurity of, are they going to get bored of me? And maybe that's the feeling that you are challenged by at the moment is, are they going to abandon me because they are bored of the routine or bored of who I am? So I feel like there needs to be some work to be done. And this could be work within yourself or work within the relationship. This could require kind of a connection on that. You might need to talk about that a little more, and so that you can both be on the same page here. Let's go to person 2 and take a look here. So we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse and the Lovers in reverse. So I feel like this person, and pardon me if I am incorrect, and pardon me if this is completely off base, but the cards are showing me that this person has been disappointed in the past with their efforts in building a foundation, a familial or a relationship foundation in the past. So they might be a little uncommitted right now. And that's not to say they're out and about with other people. I'm simply saying that I feel like they're in this adventurous spirited mode where they want to do a lot of things. They want to explore a lot of things, but they do want to maintain that connection with you. They just might not be ready for anything serious at this time. Now, they could be focusing on figuring out what their values are, which is why they're exploring a lot of things, which is why they are taking risks that maybe they wouldn't even think that they would be taking at this time, or maybe you don't really, I wouldn't say approve of, but you're kind of like, ooh, that's a risk that I wouldn't take. So they are a little bit more out there at this time because I feel like they're trying to figure out what they truly want, what they value within themselves, within their lives, within the relationship. So there's a lot of exploratory energy right now. And I feel like there's not really a high level of commitment at this time. So if you're in a committed relationship, where you've been with this person for a long time, you could be married to this person. I mean, there could still be an element of that within that relationship where maybe they're not feeling excited by the relationship anymore. So they are exploring other activities and other hobbies and other things just to keep them kind of excited. And again, that's not to say that you're not exciting, but when we get into relationships, especially when they're long term, we get into routines, we get into these kind of stale points in time, and it has nothing to do with either of the people involved. It's just you kind of get into this rut where you need to shake things up. And I feel like whether you're in a short-term or a long-term relationship, there's a shakeup happening with this person. And I don't feel it has anything to do with you and how they feel about you. I feel this is all about themselves at this time. So there's a little bit of a selfish energy I'm picking up with the Lovers in reverse. They're really focusing on what it is that truly lights them up, what they value, and how they can improve themselves for themselves, and hopefully within this connection here. So let's get a couple of cards now for outcome, and we're going to get some advice as well. So outcome for this connection, current relationship for pile 1, please. Thank you. And we have awareness, which is the magician energy in the traditional tarot. It's number 1. It's creation, and creation from our higher selves. Creation from this place of using everything you have and allowing it to manifest in the external world. So I feel like I'm actually going to move this over here so it doesn't get lost in the mix. But I feel like the outcome of this is that there are new things for the both of you within this relationship. There are new things to discover. There are new things to create and that are ready to kind of become available to begin very soon, if not now. And maybe that's why you're feeling this energy at this time. You might even be coming into a breakthrough within your relationship where the relationship takes on a whole new kind of form than it did before. And that's the beauty of these moments where we are feeling bored and stale and stagnant within our relationships. It happens in business and career as well, where we just kind of get, I wouldn't say tired, but same old, and there's nothing really exciting coming into the mix. So I feel like this excitement is really, and this kind of introspection that you might even be doing, is really bringing some things to the surface and allowing you to have a more exciting relationship and have something where you're both creating something brand new for the both of you. Something that will be a breakthrough for the both of you, both individually as well as within the relationship. So I feel like this is a really positive outcome card for you because there's a new beginning outside of whatever challenges you might be experiencing at this time. I feel like communication is going to be the key to just discussing and exploring and sharing what each one of you is feeling, what each of you is kind of going through and wanting within the relationship. So this is your confirmation that you are beginning a new cycle within this relationship. There's a new season, a new dawn. This is first light. You're coming out of these winter months or these fall months and coming into spring with kind of a brand new perspective on things, a brand new way of doing things, a brand new way of looking at things. And maybe I'll just put that back because we're running out of room here. But I really feel like that's kind of the energy with this current relationship, is that even though there is very different energy, I feel like you complement each other really well, and you bring something unique to the table for each one of you that you can learn and grow. And I feel like you're coming into a space where you're going to be discovering something brand new, and you're going to be moving forward in this new way of doing, a new way of being, a new way of relating to each other. And I feel like it's going to be very exciting. So what's interesting too is I'm just picking up that there's this circle here, and we've got this first light circle here, which is the sun. And circles are just like wedding bands are never ending. They just continue to go. So my feeling is that even though you might be up against a little bit of challenges, which every relationship does, I feel like you're both going to come together to really find ways to make this work and continue on and to begin a new cycle within the relationship. So I hope this helped you, pile one. This was your reading. If it resonated with you, you're welcome to comment below and let me know. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Steampunk Tarot with the Citrine stone. So we're going to pull, this is a little different for me. I've never done a relationship reading before, and so bear with me. I'm working with a new spread for this, and we're going to take a look at person 1 and person 2, and feel free to interchange the energies. So if you see yourself in one of the piles, then that will be, or pardon me, in the cards that I pull, then definitely take that as your cards, and then the other set will be your person. And your person could be somebody that you are currently in connection with, that you are either in a short-term or a long-term connection. So this is for your current relationships relationship. We're going to look at the connecting energy, the obstacle, outcome, and we will get a final oracle message to end your reading. So this is for person 1. We're going to get one more card for person 1 for pile 2. Energy for person 1 in the relationship. Thank you. So for this one, we have the 6 of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. We're going to get 2 cards for person 2 now, for pile 2. What is person 2's energy in this relationship? For pile 2, thank you. Person 2, pile 2, current relationship energy. Okay, we got too many there, so I will put those back and try again, Spirit. Just one card, please, Spirit. Pile 2, person 2, current energy within this relationship connection. Okay, we got one too many cards again. Let's just look at this card. We've got the King of Cups, and it's in the upright position. One more card, please. Thank you. 2. It seems to keep wanting to give me multiple cards. So we will take 2 extra, or 1 extra, pardon me. We've got the 9 of Wands and the Page of Swords in reverse. And then now we will look at the connecting energy for these people. Where are we here? Thank you. I feel, so for person, okay, and we have Courage is the connecting energy, which is a major arcana card. It is the strength card in the traditional tarot. So person 1, I feel like you are a person who is afraid of moving forward, of change, of transitioning from one thing to another here. Or you could simply be somebody who moves quite slowly. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't like change, you don't want change, but whenever there is a sense of change, you want to move slowly and mindfully. With the Ace of Wands, I feel like you are a person who wants to create, who wants to move with passion and purpose, but there could be some fear here, and fear could be the underlying energy that you are embodying at this time. And the person 2 within this relationship, I feel is a very, very emotional person. They're a very loving person. They are a very caring person, very emotionally stable. So it doesn't matter whatever is going on with other people around them or within the environment. It's like they can't get stressed. Nothing really bothers them. They really take everything to heart and consider how they feel, and then react, give themselves space, and then go ahead and react. They don't react from a place of stress or fear. They are very balanced that way. And then we have the Nine of Wands energy in reverse, which can speak to not having a lot of boundaries here, not having, they might have the determination and the will, but there is a cost. They'll kind of, they will kind of achieve their goals and move towards something no matter what. So regardless of kind of how they're feeling, they push forward. And so there's a lack of boundaries, or they pull their boundaries down so that they connect with other people. Now, this looks like a person speaking or sharing stories over a campfire. And the Nine of Wands in the traditional tarot usually has somebody kind of setting up a wall or building a wall. And this person is doing the opposite. They are connecting. They are telling the story here. But it's in reverse. So it's almost like they share too much, or they don't have any boundaries with who they help or who they kind of express their emotions to, or who they're willing to care for. That could be a beautiful thing, but there could also be some downsides to that as well. And then we have the Page of Swords, and I feel like they're a little bit shut off or closed off from learning new things or receiving new information, new could be advice or opinion here. They really kind of don't want to hear it. So there is a sense of kind of there's a closed off energy with the Page of Swords in reverse. And I also want to say they might be a little immature about that. So take that as it resonates here. Now, the connecting energy between you two is courage. So there is definitely a lot of strength between you two. And I feel like from this, it could be you both have had you could have connected over the fact that there's been some difficulty in both of your lives. And so there's kind of a common ground here. And there is a shared, I want to say a shared story, but I don't know that specifically. But from that, you've both been able to come together and really birth something beautiful and give each other strength to possibly heal from this, heal from whatever both of you have experienced in the past. I also feel like you give each other a lot of kindness and compassion, and really nurture each other. Coming back to person one, though, I'm getting a sense that you've kind of lost your purpose or your desire. I don't know if that's for something that you're doing, something that you're working on, or for this relationship here. But there's a sense of moving on or moving away. But there's also a feeling of trying again. And I don't really know why that feeling is coming up. You don't have to share with me, but I need to share that because it's like you don't want to try again, but I feel there's a loyalty here. There is a compassion here. There is a sense of kindness here that you are bringing to the table. And you can see this person's intentions, and I feel like you love that about them, but it's also impacting your relationship in a negative way. Let's get some clarifiers and kind of see what's what here. We're going to get 2 cards for the obstacle or the challenge for both. And we're only going to get 2 for this one. We'll see what comes out, though. But because 3 came out, that's very interesting. 3 came out, and I almost wonder if there's this feeling of doing too much or wanting to give too much. So that's because I asked for 2 multiple times and I kept getting 4 and 3, and then, you know, an extra 2 came out, so I just took them. So I almost feel like that's what that person's kind of energy is that they give a lot, and then I feel like you might have to pull them back and pull them back and pull them back, to the point where there's a good compromise. So this one is the Page of Swords. So there's that challenge in your energy here, or a little bit of reflective energy here, and it's kind of not upright, it's kind of not in the reverse position. So you could be coming out of this. Before I say anything, we've got the Knight of Cups in reverse here. And before I get into their energy, I'm just going to focus on you for a minute. This could also be, now that this one's coming up, I'm also thinking that this could be a person, an external person, that could be part of the challenge here. There could be a more youthful energy that is unwilling to learn something from mistakes, learn something new, go to school, for example. Could be like the basic understanding of this card is there's and I don't want to say a childlike energy, but a more youthful energy that is clearly coming out in this reading that could be part of your challenge, and very connected to this King of Cups here, or this King of Cups energy. And with the Nine of Wands being in reverse, speaking to boundaries, this person might not have the boundaries in place to deal with this person in a productive way, or an efficient way, or a way that really helps. They feel their intentions are there. Their intentions are very, very good, very pure, very heartfelt, but maybe they're being taken advantage of, and maybe you see that. So it's like, okay, let's try this again. Let's try it from a different angle. But I feel like you're losing steam with that effort. But I feel like you both have a lot of compassion, so it's really tough to kind of be hard-nosed about this, because you have that strength, because you have that courage and that compassion. So it's definitely coming out in your energy. So I feel you kind of want to try again with this person, but you also aren't really sure how to and what to do. And the Knight of Cups, again, it could be another energy, but it is this energy of movement with the heart. And again, it's in reverse, so there is a blockage to doing that. And it could be because of this Page of Swords. I feel like this is a cycle. I feel like this has been kind of the root of the issue, and it feels like it's been going for some time, and it's kind of an over and over. And I just get the sense that you're a little bit done. You're a little bit exhausted, or you just don't want to put any more effort into it, because you have put so much heart into this, you've put so much care into it, you've moved from a very intuitive, caring, compassionate place. But I feel like this is kind of really wearing on you at this time. So let's take a look at what's going on for them in terms of the obstacle. Obstacle for person 2, for pile 2, please. 2 cards, please. Okay. Okay. So we did get 2 cards here. We have the 9 of Pentacles and we have the 5 of Pentacles. So both earth energies. There's some grounding that I feel this person wants to do. And it's almost like this person, person 2, is a bit of, they're at a loss. They don't know what to do. They feel helpless. They feel like they don't really know how to move forward. They feel alone, even though you are here trying to help within this situation. I feel like they're really being challenged by this, kind of underneath it all. And their obstacle is to try to find the help that they need to really stop the cycle and to heal from this. And that could be advice for you as well, to understand that this is kind of bigger than the relationship. This is an energy that is kind of influencing or affecting the relationship. It isn't necessarily what the relationship is about. It is an external influence, and I feel like this person is really struggling, even though they might come off as very together and nothing worries them, nothing bothers them, nothing can shake them. But I do feel that this is they're really drawing a lot of strength, and I think that they're kind of done with it as well. So it's about, they're trying to find ways to, or their challenge is to become more independent and not as codependent on this other connection that they have. And I don't know, if I had to guess, this would be a not necessarily a young child, although it could be a teen or a young adult that they're dealing with. And it's about them letting go and about them getting help to do that, to set healthy boundaries for themselves. And I understand that it could have a lot of impact on you and a lot of impact on the relationship. So all the more reason for you to also get some assistance and some care and some help as well, because it is a very heavy energy. It has affected you both individually as well as within the relationship. And this courage card just gives me hope, this connection, because this could be the difficulty, this rock that we're seeing could be the difficulty that you are experiencing together, that shared experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the past, but you're really sharing this experience together and individually. And I feel like there's going to be some beautiful things to come out of this in the end. And I feel like your relationship is going to become stronger because of it. So let's get some cards for the outcome, Spirit, for pile 2, the outcome of this relationship and the challenges that they're facing. Spirit, could you give us one card, please, for their outcome for this relationship for pile 2? Outcome for pile 2 relationship reading, please. Outcome for pile 2. Thank you. Oh, I love this card for you. Prosperity begins. So there is a new era. There's a dawn of a new era here. And I feel like there's just so much hope in this reading. I mean, even though it was kind of a heavy reading, a sticky reading, I do feel like, look at this card. You're coming together. You're nurturing this new seed. I want to cry. This new seed that is going to blossom into this really fruitful, abundant tree that is going to bear fruit for years to come. And with trees, a lot of the times, if not, I don't know much about trees, but I want to say most often, you plant trees and it takes them 4 years to bear fruit. And not to say that it's going to take you 4 years to get out of this, but I feel like there is going to be a lot of time, a lot of care, and a lot of healing in this new chapter. And I feel like it's not going to happen overnight. And I feel like this is a journey. This is a new journey of healing. This is a new journey of planting new seeds for the relationship, for each of yourselves. I feel like this is going to be something that I feel you both have the strength and the courage to face together and individually. And you will be seeing abundance if, over a period of time, if you continue to nurture that, to heal, to process, to grieve, to have all of these feelings and to continue to connect through the feelings of courage and strength and to come together and support each other. I really feel like you're going to see a lot of beautiful and new and great things, because you have a number 1 here, speaks to new beginnings. So this is like the dawn of a new era. Spirit. Final messages or advice. One card, please, for pile 2. Final message or advice for pile 2. Ah, I love it. I love it. We're talking about the journey. Surrender to it. It's time to just jump in the boat and let go. Let go of the outcome. Let go of all of your expectations. I know that's tough in itself, but this is about letting go and releasing control so that you can truly, truly experience the expansiveness that is available and will be available to you. I mean, there could be a lot of control to try to control the other person, to try to control whatever this Page of Swords is and whatever it is they're trying to do and how it's affecting you. But surrender to this new journey of accepting whatever is to come, whatever outcome, and just releasing it all and letting it go and going with the flow. Because whenever we have expectations or whenever we try to force outcomes, it creates resistance, and if we don't get the results that we want, then in turn that creates suffering. And I will read from The Art of Disappearing, which is something that I've gotten into recently, and it speaks to surrendering, which I think is really appropriate here. Your job is not to ask for things the world can't give you. Your job is to observe. Your job is not try to prod and push this world to make it just the way you'd like it to be. Your job is to understand, accept, and let it go. The more you fight your body, your mind, your family, and the world, the more collateral damage you'll cause and the more pain you will experience. Sometimes when we understand and stand back from our daily lives, we see the big picture. We see there's nothing wrong with the monastery, nothing wrong with us, nothing wrong with life. We understand that it's just the nature of the world to go wrong. That's what the Buddha meant by the first noble truth of suffering. You work, struggle, and strive so hard to make your life just right, to make your home, your body, and your mind just right, and yet it all goes wrong anyway. So I hope that little nugget helped you in some way, pile 2. This was your reading. I hope it resonated and helped you in some way. If it did resonate, you are welcome to comment below, but obviously no pressure. But if you did like this reading, please give me a like, and with gratitude and love, I will see you in your next reading. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Unfolding Path Tarot with the red selenite stone. And we're going to take a look at, so first off, this is a relationship reading for those in a current relationship, whether it is short-term or long-term, somebody that you're dating or you are married to. And we're going to take a look at the energy of both people within the relationship, the connecting energy, the obstacle outcome, and we'll get some ending advice or notes from Spirit from an oracle deck. So far, this has been a pretty cool little reading. It's the first relationship/love reading that I've done. I get a little nervous about these things because it's one thing if you're reading for an individual person, but if you're reading for an individual person plus somebody else, it can be a little more challenging. So this is something new for me. And as we're getting into the month of February, I thought it would be appropriate to do some relationship readings. Okay, so we're going to get one more card from the deck to outline your energy, or person 1. Feel free to interchange. So if you don't see yourself in person 1 cards, then hopefully you'll show up in the person 2 cards. So we have the 5 of Wands and we have the Knight of Swords. So you could be somebody that is very competitive, that is really passionate about whatever it is that they put their mind, heart, and soul into. You are really determined and willing to stand up for and fight and compete to create your place or find your place within the world, and you are quite a fast-moving energy. You might be a little bit of a smooth talker. You could not only move really quickly in a sense that you make decisions quickly, but you could be somebody that, and I don't know this for certain, so forgive me, you could be somebody, or person one could be somebody that is very sharp-tongued in the sense that they speak before, or they act before pardon me, they speak and act without thinking of the consequences of what it is they're saying, what it is they're doing. They kind of think about that later, and then possibly have some regrets because they said something they didn't mean, or they said something out of haste. So that could be also an energy as well. But you're really strong, kind of sharp energy here, and that could be both good and bad, but very very charming, very quick-witted, very intelligent, knowledgeable on what it is that they are doing or you are doing. So definitely, yeah, there's lots of good stuff here. I also wonder too, yeah, there's lots of mission, purpose, determination, lots of fire, passion. Could also be a very clear communicator. Okay, so we're very good at communication. So I almost get, you know, I want to say lawyer. What else? What other profession, or what other that is sharp and is not afraid of competition? Maybe a comedian. So now we're going to get the energy of your person or person two within the relationship, which could be you. I'm not sure. But I'm going to read person one as you and person two as the other person, but feel free to interchange them. So we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And before I get into person two, I'm going to pull a connecting energy for this relationship. Connecting energy for pile three, please, Spirit, for the two people involved in this connection. Connecting energy, please. For pile, pardon me, did I say pile two? I meant pile three. So you have two cards. I'm going to only pull one. I've been trying to only pull the cards I need because we don't have a lot of room with all the cards we're pulling here. Okay, let's take that one. Compromise. So this is the Six of Pentacles. And I'll just show you that card. This is about equality, equal energy, shared energy, equal exchange of energy. So I feel like you really work in harmony. You both work in harmony together really beautifully. There's an equal exchange of energy. There's a give and there's a take when one person isn't feeling all that great or doesn't have the energy for something. The other person comes in and pulls extra weight, and vice versa. So I feel like there's a very balanced and give and take energy here with person two within the relationship. Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I get the sense that this person might be an earth energy just because two pentacles came out. And I don't know the astrological signs for the other ones. I know fire energies are the fixed signs, maybe. And the air signs are for the swords. So you could be dealing with an earth energy here. This person could be very grounded, but maybe is either a very independent energy. But what's interesting, so interesting, is that the Six of Pentacles came out here, and that's the energy that's connecting you two. So why is this one in reverse? Oh gosh, now I'm really confused. And maybe you're confused too. Because maybe you're coming in this relationship thinking that there's equal compromise, there's equal give and take, but really, this other person is kind of giving you a different vibe. And this person also might not work well with others, so they could be a very independent energy, maybe even a little bit stubborn. Which is maybe why the Six of Pentacles is in reverse, is that they aren't willing to compromise. They aren't willing to put extra effort in or come to the table to work together to see growth or to build something. Interesting. I don't know if that's true. I could be reading the cards wrong. But that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting here. I'd be interested to see if the Seven of Swords came out in this person's energy, because there's a very, I don't want to say deceptive. It's like you're connecting. The connecting energy is compromise, though. So maybe this person is learning compromise from you. This person may also not be open to receiving help. So and that could simply be the energy that's coming out here, because Three of Pentacles is about, when it's in the upright position, it can speak to working well with others and collaborating on efforts, getting help, identifying what their weaknesses are and getting help maybe on a project or something, so that everybody can bring their best to the table to make sure that this project is a success, as an example. When it's in reverse, there's a hesitancy to work with other people or to collaborate with others to help bring something to life and bring something into the real world. And the Six of Pentacles, as we discussed before, is that compromise, that equal give and take. There's an openness to give when you have something to give, and then there is also an equal take. So when they are in need, they're open to receiving help. But there's a real blocked energy here of both, of collaboration and receiving help, which is why I get that stubborn energy. It's like, no, I can do it on my own. I don't need help from others. I don't need to collaborate. So super interesting that your connecting energy is compromised when this person, maybe you're compromising too much to be in this connection. I would look at that, because this person seems like they're not willing to compromise or give in or receive help, or there's a very stern, stubborn energy I'm getting from this. Forgive me if I am incorrect. And if I am completely off base, then it simply might mean this message isn't for you. Could also be that I'm not reading the cards correctly. So maybe my initial opening thoughts about you both coming together in equal measure was incorrect. Maybe there's one person that's compromising more than the other. And I'm going to say person number one, which could be you, is compromising something to be with this person. So let's get some challenge. If this isn't already a challenge. And maybe that's why the Five of Wands is coming out, is that you're kind of willing to put in the work, to put in the effort, to, I don't know, maybe find that compromise, or maybe that five has something to do with this relationship or this connection. Maybe it has nothing to do with how you move about the world. Maybe it has to do with you feeling a little chaotic and like you're pulled in different directions, because you are compromising a little too much for this person. And so you're trying to do things your way, but you're also trying to do things to appease this other person. Sorry about that. I just had to let my dog out of the room. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Three of Wands in the upright position. So this is the challenge, whether it's you individually or you within the relationship. So I really get a sense that you want to manifest something of great value. You want to manifest some kind of fulfillment and possibly comfort, abundance, And fair enough. You have this determined, ambitious energy kind of within you. So it's, yes, I can see that manifestation. It could be a little challenging, though, I feel, within this relationship or within this connection, because there's certain things you feel you have to compromise to appease this person, to make sure this person's happy or feeling good, or to find some kind of harmony. But you are, with that, you're not feeling very abundant. You're not feeling, there's a little bit of discomfort that comes along with that, and you might not even acknowledge that or really understand kind of the consequences of too much compromise on your behalf. But I feel like you would like to manifest something different, and the challenge is to be able to learn how to figure out what it is you should be compromising and what is you shouldn't compromise on. You know, what are those what am I getting? Those deal breakers. What are your deal breakers? Maybe that needs to be explored a little bit, because I feel like without exploring that, without really implementing that, you are going to be going in different directions. And sure, you might be passionate about the direction that you want to go, but you might also feel a passion and a desire to do something that your partner wants to do. And that might pull you away from the things that you actually want, the things that you actually value. So it's assessing those things that you value, that you want to manifest, and which direction you want to go in, because there is a sense of scattered energy. There is a sense of moving too quickly in too many different directions. So you're not really getting anywhere. You're kind of just moving about in circles and different kind of shapes, and it could be, you know, a star, because you're here and you're there, and you know you're over here and you want to do this and go there. And I feel like this other energy is kind of pulling you left, right, and center, which is pulling you away from your abundance, from the things that you want to create in your life. And that's not to say that compromise is not required in a relationship. That definitely is. However, there is a limit. And there are those deal breakers. Where are you compromising who you are as a person to the core? Are you compromising your beliefs, the things you value, the person that you are, to be with this person? So I feel like those big things are what we're talking about here. We're not talking about, do we want Thai or do we want to go for sushi? And I want sushi and you want Thai, so let's go to Thai, you know, have Thai food. And, you know, you can compromise on that stuff relatively easy. Let's do Thai this week and sushi next week, or Thai tonight and sushi tomorrow. There are really easy ways to compromise within that. But if it's very one-sided, and if you are compromising too much of who you are, that is when it becomes a problem. And I think you know that. Okay, so let's get some, I don't know. I've been in a relationship like this before, so I'm getting some really, I'm having visceral feeling from this person. And that just could be my own biases, so apologies if that comes out. And you are in charge here of this outcome, of this relationship, of how you feel. So do not let me sway you to do anything in any of my readings, because you are in the driver's seat here. It is up to you to determine how you feel and if this reading even resonates. Okay, so I will just say that. So we got 3 cards. I'm going to pull them. 3 of Wands. So we have the 3 of Wands again. I think they want to manifest something new too. So you're both on the same wavelength there. Page of Wands. So they're new at manifesting. They're new. And 4 of Cups. So I think their challenge is similar to yours, is to discover what it is that they want to create for themselves. And I don't know if they can do it alone. They possibly could need a little help. And that simply could be the message that's coming through here, is that they might want to expand and grow their life, but they need a little help to do that, because they are in this new energy of wanting to manifest something new, wanting to manifest something with you, right? Because you both have the Three of Wands. So you're both looking into the future. What do we want? What do we want it to have in our lives? What would we want our lives to look like? And so I almost wonder, are you looking in the same direction? I think is kind of the base question here, because these cards are looking in opposite directions. And they're even, one's in a boat and one's on land. So maybe there's some differences there, and that's okay. But I feel like the overall energies has to be aligned, where you both need to want the same things, whether you live in the city or the country, whether you want kids or whether you want dogs or whether you want just the two of you. And so I feel like there needs to possibly be a discussion of what your compromises, not only what your future looks like, but what your compromises need to be in order to find that happy medium of that future. Because this person is coming into this energy of wanting to create, of wanting to master their, I feel like they're really starting to feel the fires starting up within them, and they really want to harness that power. And I feel like that is an influence. I think that is because of you. That is influenced because of you wanting to create something new, wanting to start up something new. They have a new sense of purpose, a new sense of values, even not values, a new sense of purpose, a new kind of rekindled ambition. It's almost like that was a little dead in the water. And then you came along and you injected all of this fire in their belly, and now they're like, yeah, let's go. And the Four of Cups, the challenge, I think, is going to be kind of future outlook. What is it that both of you want individually and as a couple? How are you going to create that together? And how is this person going to move on from the disappointments? Maybe this is in regards to a previous relationship that they were in. They tried to collaborate, they tried to work together, but it didn't work out. And they gave more than they took. So that could be why this energy is so reserved and like, nope, and so stubborn in a sense, because maybe there's good reason for this. And it could be because they've been disappointed in the past. They have to kind of figure that out. They have to get through that. They have to grieve that and process whatever happened in that previous relationship and that energy that they are bringing into the relationship. And coming into this energy of compromise again, because maybe they're not compromising right now for good reason or for reasons that are beyond you, but it's learning to compromise, to come into this energy of manifestation, of harnessing that power, and to not let previous disappointments, previous sadnesses, previous things that made them sad or regretful or even apathetic, to kind of determine what that outcome is and determine where your relationship goes. So I think it has to, it kind of, I'm really glad it ended up here, because it was getting a little weird there at the beginning, but I really do feel, I'm feeling a little bit of hope here at the end of this. But I think this future outlook needs to be discussed at some point. If this is a new relationship, then obviously that might take some time. If it's an established relationship, then maybe you're looking in different directions now. Some things have shifted, so it's time to come together to discuss that, to compromise on, how can we be happy within the relationship and, as independent people. Because there's some disappointments here with the Four of Cups and needing to possibly have help to get through that with this person. So that could be something there. Let's get into an outcome energy card for your reading here. we're just going to get one card here for the outcome, and then we will pull an oracle card for advice and or final message. One card, please, Spirit, for outcome for pile 3, please, and thank you. Okay. Financial and material changes. So, that's interesting. What do I feel about that one? So this is the Five of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. It can speak to challenging times, even losses, financial losses. This could also be a scarcity mindset as well that comes into play. And this might simply mean that there are some significant changes that need to happen in order for this to come back into alignment. Now, this could also mean that you're not able to come to a compromise in the end, and that you might experience some financial and material changes because of those decisions. In the end, I'm not sure. That will be kind of at the whims of how you work through these challenges, how you work through these changes within the relationship, and it's going to be up to the individuals within this connection here. So this doesn't necessarily mean that things will end and things will change and this relationship is no longer, although that could be a possibility. This simply means that I feel that things, I think help is going to be a big factor in the outcome of this, because Five of Pentacles is typically about finding, I was going to say solitude, that's not the correct word, but finding some form of assistance to get through these changes and challenges. So whether that is in a group therapy, whether that is with friends, whether that is with individual counseling or therapy, or whatever it is that you feel you might need in order to come together again, help is going to be something that could potentially and possibly help you work through this challenge and change. But I think things are definitely changing here because of this Three of Wands energy. And you, in the end, might be looking in different directions. So anything is possible here. It's going to all depend on how you work through these changes, how you're feeling as you work through these changes, and ultimately what is best for the both of you and as individuals here. So I feel like, yeah, there's some Four of Cups there is just standing out to me, that there's some, I feel there's some challenges and losses, and maybe feeling some disappointments, some sadness here, which could turn into grief. So that could be something this person is dealing with as an individual, or you could be dealing with that together. Anyways, I am carrying on here. Discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. So, pardon me. I really feel here that discovering truth is all about acknowledging the changes that are happening, acknowledging the truth of you and this other person in this connection, and acknowledging what steps you need to take in order to rectify or shift directions as a couple or as individuals. So I feel like you're coming into some kind of truth, and I really feel like this isn't necessarily a bad thing, because just like anything, and I'm surprised the Wheel of Fortune didn't come out here, as it states, the Wheel of Fortune is all about change, but every change that we have in our life is always temporary. So whatever challenges or changes you're experiencing at this time, understand that they are temporary, but it does lead you to new things. It does lead you to certain truths that you may not have discovered otherwise. It's about following your authentic path, your authentic voice, coming into your own truth, and kind of fighting for that and standing up for that even in spite of challenges and changes, not compromising who you are to the point where you are no longer who you are. So consider that as well. Pile 3. I do hope this helps you in some way. You are welcome to comment below to let me know. Obviously, no pressure, but I would appreciate if you would like this video to say thank you and to help the YouTube algorithm. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love and my biggest hugs, and we will see you in your next reading.